The government's going to continue to take the position we've taken based on the recommendation of the Canepa Commission on Democratic and Political Reform, which includes a number of individuals who have long parliamentary experience in Gibraltar. The auditor is a very experienced senior civil servant. He's got the post of Principal Auditor. He audits the accounts of Gibraltar, but he has no parliamentary experience. And so we're going to continue to take the advice of the Parliamentary Reform Commission that we established just for this purpose and that was specifically asked to look into this issue. And of course, the government's own position, which is the GSLP Liberal Party's position, in 4 successive general election wins, including the last general election, where we sought a mandate not to have a Public Accounts Committee, and that's what the public chose just some months ago.
For a bit of context, the government and the opposition have never actually seen eye to eye on the subject. The GXT opposition has argued that Gibraltar is the only UK overseas territory not to have a Public Accounts Committee, something which the Principal Auditor categorically agrees on the need for now. The GSLP Liberals believe it's not suitable to our size and that it would result in civil servants being questioned in public when it's ministers who are answerable. But if you're going to take so long in publishing, then ministers aren't being answerable. There can be no scrutiny or accountability.
So I'm afraid that's completely wrong. First of all, ministers are answerable for the public spending of Gibraltar in Parliament. We're the ones who are accountable there. Second, when it comes to the time it's taken for these accounts to come before the general public, the publication of them, look, the government passed the supplementary appropriation bills some years ago. It's taken some years for the Principal Auditor to finish his work. Auditing is difficult work. We respect that. But this is an audit. None of these things are new. All of these things were before the Parliament in glorious technicolor in the same numbers that the auditor has analysed. If anything, there's a failure of the opposition not to highlight these issues themselves, because they had these numbers. They had these numbers in the accounts and in the estimates and in the later estimates and the forecast outturns. So of course this information is available for scrutiny. Now, we say what should not happen is that Roy Clinton and whoever else is on the Public Accounts Committee should be able to cross-examine a civil servant on television about the spending of their department. We say you should cross-examine a minister about those things and ask ministers to explain these issues in Parliament, and as you're doing now and will no doubt in the course of the next little while, ask me about these numbers, because I'm answerable to the public and I've already answered in some respects in Parliament, or the opposition has failed to ask in Parliament about these issues.
Why has it taken so long though? Because from 2016 it didn't take 5 years to actually publish accounts.
No, indeed. And we passed the supplementary appropriation bills some years ago, so the auditor has had some time to prepare these audits. But look, we have to realize that the fact that we had a worldwide pandemic in 2020 delayed things a lot more. So when you might have been dealing with these accounts in 2020 or in 2021, you're now dealing with them in 2023, because that hiatus on important work like auditing, which requires a lot of to and froing between the auditor and the civil servants who are being asked to give information, which the auditor then assesses and puts in his report, he takes advice on it, etc. That's a hard piece of work that is being done in relation to an audit of an account which is almost £1 billion. We're talking about a revenue of £750 million and a spending of £650 million. So it's £1.5 billion that you're looking at coming in and coming out. It's a very big audit. So that's why it's taking time, because it's being done as thoroughly as the Principal Auditor has done this job. You've seen it's a wedge of a book. That's why it's taking long.